amazingly well in the competition and we're rooting for you all the way.
Good luck, I hope you win. Bye! David Attenborough. I like feathers. Do you like feathers too?
What started as a charming royal picnic ended in tears, tension, and a decision that rocked the monarchy. Princess Charlotte, poised, confident, and beloved by millions, was left shaken by a cruel remark. But what happened next sent shockwaves through the palace. Prince William, normally reserved and diplomatic, made a choice that shocked even the Queen Consort herself. He banned Camilla's granddaughter from royal events. Not next week, not next year, immediately. And the reason why? That's what made the nation rally behind him. Let's take you inside the drama that unfolded behind palace walls and why it may change the monarchy forever. It was supposed to be a rare moment of peace. A warm, sunlit afternoon inside the private gardens of Windsor Castle. Laughter echoed from manicured hedges. Royal children played freely for once, without photographers lurking behind bushes. Organized by King Charles himself, it was meant to bring the family together. A calm oasis in the chaos of public life. But, as any royal insider will tell you, tranquility within the monarchy often masks deeper tensions. And on this particular day, those quiet strains surfaced in the most unexpected and heartbreaking way. While the royal children, George, Charlotte, and Louis, played under the watchful eyes of their parents, something shifted. Observers noticed Princess Charlotte clinging to her mother, her face red, clearly distressed. Staff nearby exchanged uneasy glances. Something had been said, something sharp, personal, and unkind. The alleged source? One of Camilla's granddaughters, believed to be Eliza. According to multiple palace insiders, she directed several mocking remarks at Charlotte. One comment made fun of the way Charlotte curtsied. Another took aim at her outfit, meticulously chosen by Kate, for the informal event. But, the most jarring of all, a chilling statement that echoed through royal corridors. "Your mommy is just pretending to be queen. Mine's the real one." Now, coming from a child, those words might have been dismissed as immature. But witnesses claim the tone wasn't innocent. There was arrogance behind it. Entitlement. Charlotte, known for her poise and confidence, was devastated. She burst into tears, running into Kate's arms. It wasn't just a comment. It was a cut straight to the heart, public, humiliating, and deeply personal. Onlookers say it was difficult to watch. For Kate, who rarely shows emotion in public, this wasn't something she could ignore. And what followed behind closed doors showed a very different side of the future queen. Kate didn't lash out. She didn't cause a scene. Instead, she gently comforted her daughter, led her away from the crowd, and excused herself. Insiders say she asked for a private word with Camilla, not to accuse, but to address the issue calmly and directly. Camilla, however, reportedly brushed it off. "Children will be children," she allegedly said. "Let's not be so sensitive about playground squabbles, dear." For Kate, that was the final straw. This wasn't just one isolated comment. It was a pattern, and it wasn't going to be ignored any longer. When Prince William learned what had happened, he didn't speak immediately. He simply observed Charlotte, still teary-eyed, and Kate, who looked visibly shaken. After a quiet conversation between husband and wife, something in William changed. Sources say he immediately asked for a full report from staff, what was said, how it was said, and what exactly took place. He didn't raise his voice. He didn't need to. The next morning, behind closed doors, he convened a private meeting with senior aides at Kensington Palace. No press, no fanfare, just action. His message was clear. Camilla's granddaughter would no longer attend private royal events. Her access, privileges, and informal status were to be revoked. Effective immediately. Camilla was stunned. For years, she'd worked tirelessly to integrate her family into the royal fold. To her, this wasn't just a decision about a child. It was a direct attack on her legacy. Furious, she reportedly marched straight to King Charles and demanded he reverse the decision. But Charles refused. Getting involved, he believed, would only fan the flames. And with public eyes increasingly fixated on the matter, his silence said more than any public statement ever could. Camilla, isolated and emotional, allegedly began pulling back from public duties, citing stress and health concerns. Whispers of a possible withdrawal began circulating, but by then, the story had already reached the press, and the public response was overwhelming. Within hours, headlines exploded. William protects Charlotte. Camilla's granddaughter barred. Social media lit up. Hashtags like #Team Charlotte and #Protect Charlotte trended globally. The public wasn't just watching. They were applauding. Charlotte was no longer seen as just a royal figure. She became every child who had ever been picked on, every daughter who looked to her parents for protection. And William and Kate? They weren't acting as royals. They were acting as parents. That's what captured hearts and changed public perception in a single weekend. But William's move did more than protect Charlotte. It redefined what it means to be royal. For generations, titles and bloodlines dictated who belonged and who didn't. But William drew a new line. Being close to royalty, he said, doesn't make you royalty. Access isn't a gift handed out for proximity. It's earned through behavior, values, and conduct. This wasn't about retaliation. It was about vision. William showed the monarchy can adapt, that it can be firm, fair, and human. Kate's handling of the incident was equally powerful. She didn't leak stories. She didn't stir controversy. She held her daughter, addressed the matter privately, and focused on what mattered most: family and dignity. That restraint earned her quiet praise from royal observers. It showed leadership through grace, not through scandal. It reminded people that being royal isn't about headlines. It's about values you teach your children, even when no one's watching. The incident sparked larger questions across the country. Should non-working royals or relatives attend official ceremonies? Is the royal family blurring its own standards of inclusion and privilege? These questions had always existed in whispers, but now they were loud, unavoidable, and very public. William's stand marked a shift, a monarchy built not just on tradition, but on accountability, on character, on conduct. At the center of this story is a young girl who cried after being humiliated, and two parents who refused to let that slide. They didn't exploit it. They responded with integrity. And that's why this wasn't just a royal moment. It was a human one. William's decision wasn't about punishing a child. It was about protecting a standard, and in doing so, he reminded the world that leadership isn't about crowns or titles. It's about quiet courage. Let us know what you think in the comments below. Do you support William and Kate's decision? And if you want more deep dives into royal stories that the press won't tell you, don't forget to subscribe. Because behind palace walls, the drama is just getting started.